your first time to my YouTube channel, my name is Andrea, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. We'll be moving through a 10 to 15 minute stretch that has a focus on our shoulders and our inner hip flexors. Join me on your mat and grab some water to follow along. All right, so we are actually going to begin on our bellies today. We're going to release our left shin towards the mat, and we're going to extend our left arm out into a half T. So your left arm is directly out of your shoulder, which would in turn create a half a T, because we're going to keep our right arm bent in a push-up variation. Go ahead and pull your right heel in towards your glute, and then externally rotate your right knee to the sky as you slightly begin to roll onto that back left shoulder here. Going right into a nice shoulder stretch, begin to breathe. Now move intuitively, because our bodies are different and you might need to wiggle your left arm a little higher or a little bit lower to really hit that sweet spot for a stretch. Continue to breathe for a few more breaths. As always, the breath is the most important part. The stretch is just the cherry on top here. We are here for 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. From here, go ahead and pull that right knee up and towards your navel. You're going to extend your right arm out in front of you, and you're going to draw your left arm underneath your right. So you're weaving it, and then you're just opening all the way up into a supine twist. The further you drive that right shoulder back, the deeper the stretch in the spine, releasing tension in your hips, in your shoulders, and in your face. Eyes are gazing back. If you'd like to progress this movement, bend your left foot, take hold of that foot with your right hand. If that isn't accessible for you, or you're just not needing that today, continue to stay in your supine twist variation. We are here for 3, 2, and 1. Gently rolling back to the belly, opposite side. Your right hand's gonna come out to a half T, your right cheek's on the floor, and your left hand is planted in a push-up variation. Left heel to glute as we externally rotate our left knee towards the sky, rolling gently onto that right shoulder. Be very gentle here, and once again, you may need to move intuitively a little further down or a little further up in that shoulder and arm to really hit that sweet spot. Continue to breathe and release tension where you can to gain a deeper stretch into that shoulder. We are here for 3, 2, and 1. Rolling onto our belly, that left knee is going to stay tucked up and in towards our hip. Left arm is extended, right arm weaves under as we roll and open into a supine twist. We tend to want to keep our top shoulder lifted and elevated. Go ahead and draw it all the way back. It's just a goofy way to get into our supine twist, but we're looking for squared off shoulders to the ceiling and hips essentially stacked for that spinal twist. If you did so on the other side, bend the right leg this time, taking hold of the foot with the left hand, and breathe into your quadriceps. Release tension in that glute. We tend to hold a little bit of tension there when we bend that leg. And breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Rolling back to the belly. Go ahead and plant the hands, open the knees, and send the seat back for classic child's pose. 2 big breaths to settle the hearts and the outer hips. Inhale. Exhale. Once again, breathe in. Breathe out. Gorgeous. From here, go ahead and press into the palms. You're going to cross your legs underneath you and come onto your seat. So once again, our focus are our shoulders and our inner hips. We are eventually and definitely going to wind up stretching other things in the process, but that is our focus. So we're moving into butterfly. Thumbs come to the soles of the feet as you actively pull your heart through the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, hinge. Your elbows are going to actively press those calves outward. Now play around with this slight movement. If you keep your spine long, you're going to get a little bit deeper into your hip flexors as you press your heart towards your thighs and towards the ground. But if you begin to round your spine up a little bit, that's going to alleviate a little bit of pressure and soften the hip flexor stretch if you're just really, really tight. Take which one you need, leave the one that you don't, and we are here for 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Go ahead and slowly roll that spine up. Go ahead and clasp your hands at the base of your spine, squeezing your shoulder blades together and lifting those arms off the back, breathing into your chest, and once again, the front side of those shoulders. If you like, release the chin and just sway left to right for a little cervical spine stretch. We are here for 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen back up, releasing those hands and extending both legs. So once again, coming back into those inner thighs, those inner hip flexors. Based on your flexibility today, maybe you're a little sore from yesterday's workout, or maybe you're working through an injury. That will depend on how deep you go right now. Okay, so look to me for inspiration, not comparison. Do what you can. So we're going to flex our feet, and we're going to externally rotate them. A lot of external rotation today. Actively drive them back towards your glutes. And then maybe this is great and you're feeling that hip flexor stretch already and all the way into those inner thighs. Maybe you could come down a little bit deeper. Now, if you can come down deeper, once again, play with dropping your heart through your shoulders and opening through your chest. Woo, takes it a little bit deeper into those inner thighs. Or maybe rounding the spine to still feel a stretch, but not as intense. Take your own variation and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rolling up. Go ahead and wiggle those legs together. We're going to cross those legs, coming onto our knees and then flipping our toes as we sit right into Malasana. Go ahead and externally rotate those toes. We're doing our best to hover our head over our heart and our heart right over our sacrum. So we're not tilted too far forward. We're in alignment in this primal position right here. I always really like this because I know our ancestors sat and congregated like this. They ate like this. They hung out around that fire pit. So it feels very primal to me, like we're rooting back into our history, essentially. So just hang out here with me for a few more moments as you breathe into those hip flexors. Maybe your elbows are actively pressing the thighs out wider. If you'd like, take a little sway. We are here for 3, 2, and 1. Plant those hands, lift those hips, heel toe the feet, hip width apart, bending the knees, and just sway left to right. Working into our spine a little bit as you release the head and let the blood flow in opposition. Beautiful. We are here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rolling up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Excellent. Go ahead and come out to a nice wide stance, a warrior 2 stance. So we want our right foot externally rotated and our left toes pointed forward towards your camera. Arms are out in a nice long T. Reaching, feeling that power as we press the knee outward for 3, 2, and 1. Now I want us to externally rotate our left toes as we draw the right toes in and sink deeply into a surfer pose. So our right shoulder is driving into our right knee, and maybe our left arm is open back for a nice shoulder stretch. You can even take hold of the hand as you half bind for a deeper stretch through the hip flexor and the shoulder. Continue to breathe with me for 3, 2, and 1. Reaching back through the arms, brace your core really, really tightly and drive into the foot, opposite side, warrior 2. Always connecting with our breath. Remember, that is the most important part. Arms are reaching and extending as we begin to externally rotate the opposite foot, pointing the toes inwards on the opposite, and then driving the knee and the shoulder one into the other. Gorgeous. Taking the half bind if you did on the other side for a shoulder stretch and that inner hip flexor stretch. We are here for 3, 2, and 1. Arms reach out in opposition. Brace the core. Drive back up. Inhale, reach, toes externally rotated. Exhale, hinge, flat back. Head releases. Option to hang out here, grabbing opposite elbows, or clasping your hands at the base of the spine once again to reopen through the shoulders and the chest. Head shakes yes and no. All right, release tension in the hips. Try to really hinge. We are here for 3, 2, and 1. Arms release, knees bend as we heavily roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Heel toeing those feet back together. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Rising our hands to our brows as a reminder of kind thoughts, to our lips as a reminder of kind speech, and to our hearts as a reminder of kind intentions. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this helped open your chest, your shoulders, and those hip flexors. Stay tuned for more videos. Please like, subscribe, and share. Have a wonderful day.